Story 1. The Man Standing in the Lane. I was driving home late at night after visiting my cousin. The road was long and mostly empty. I wasn't tired, but I had my music low and was just zoning out. Somewhere near this stretch of highway with no lights, I saw a man standing in the middle of my lane. He wasn't moving, just standing straight like he was waiting for something. I slammed the brakes hard, but when I looked again, he was gone. I even checked my mirrors and looked behind me, no one there. I drove a bit slower after that, kind of shaken. But just 5 minutes later, I saw him again. Same guy, same spot. It didn't make sense. There was no way he got ahead of me. I didn't stop this time. I drove straight past him, and as I passed, my headlights didn't hit anything. He wasn't casting a shadow. I checked the dash cam the next day, and it glitched right before both sightings, like it cut out. I don't use that highway at night anymore. Story 2. The car with no driver. I was on a road trip with my friends, and I was taking the night shift driving while everyone else slept. The highway was quiet and almost peaceful until this one car started following behind me. At first, I didn't think much of it. Just another driver on the road. But it stayed right behind me for like 20 minutes. Never passed, never slowed down. When we finally hit a straight stretch, I changed lanes to let it pass, and it did. But as it pulled up beside me, I looked over and there was no one in the car. No one in the driver's seat, no lights inside. Just an empty car moving by itself. Then it sped up and disappeared into the dark. I didn't see it again. I thought maybe I imagined it, but one of my friends woke up right after and asked, "Where did that car go?" So I know I wasn't the only one who saw it. Story 3. Wrong turn that wasn't there. I was driving home after work super late and took a wrong exit by accident. It led to this road I'd never seen before, even though I drive that highway every day. There were no signs, no lights, just this winding road that felt off. I figured I'd turn around after a bit, but there were no intersections. I kept driving, and the road just didn't end. I looked at my GPS, and it said no service. Then I noticed the same tree passed me 3 times. Same shape, same broken branch. I turned the car around, and finally the road started to change. Streetlights appeared again, and I saw a sign for the highway. The weird part? When I got back to the main road, almost 2 hours had passed, but my tank hadn't moved. No distance showed on my odometer, like I hadn't driven anywhere at all. Story 4. The hitchhiker that disappeared. This happened when I was heading back to the city after visiting family. It was late, maybe 1 a.m., and the road was completely empty. Up ahead, I saw someone walking on the shoulder, looked like a woman in a light jacket, holding something. I slowed down because it was cold and kind of out in the middle of nowhere. She never looked up, but as I passed, she was gone. Just gone. Not on the road, not in the mirror. I stopped a bit ahead to check. I even got out with my phone light. Nothing. I asked around later, and someone told me there had been a crash in that area a few years back. A woman had died walking to get help after her car broke down. People say she still tries to find a ride, but no one ever sees her face. Story 5. The tunnel that didn't exist. One night, me and my brother were driving through a long stretch of highway on a trip. It was all forest on both sides, no towns for miles. Out of nowhere, we entered this tunnel. It wasn't marked on the map, just a big old tunnel carved into a hill. Inside, it was dark and the lights were super dim. The weird part was it kept going and going, way longer than a tunnel should. There were no other cars, no signs, just this dull orange light and the sound of tires on concrete. After what felt like forever, we saw daylight and drove out. But when we checked our GPS, we were still 30 minutes behind where we should have been, like we lost time. We drove that route again during the day a few weeks later. The tunnel wasn't there, not even a hill.